Nicholas Hamilton, a troubled teenager weighed down by the scars of a traumatic childhood. For Nate, every day is a battle to outrun the pain that has shaped his life. But after a brush with the law, everything changes. Instead of condemnation, he finds an unlikely savior in Mr. Dean, Jared Harris, his compassionate drama teacher. Mr. Dean sees what no one else does: potential. Taking Nate into his own home, he becomes more than a teacher. He's a guide, a mentor, and a beacon of hope. Through his unwavering support, Nate begins to confront his inner demons, rediscover his worth, and embrace the possibility of redemption. Set against a backdrop of intense personal struggle and human connection, Brave the Dark is a gripping exploration of how one person's kindness can shatter the chains of despair. Why Brave the Dark is a must-watch, a story of healing. It masterfully portrays the emotional scars left by childhood trauma and the strength it takes to overcome them. The theme of redemption, Nate's transformation, is a testament to the power of believing in second chances. Mentorship at its core, Mr. Dean's faith in Nate highlights the life-changing potential of guidance and compassion. Behind the film, directed by Damian Harris, this character-driven drama immerses you in a world where hope triumphs over pain. Starring Jared Harris and Nicholas Hamilton, whose performances deliver raw, emotional depth that will leave you moved long after the credits roll. Co-written by Lynn Robertson Hay and Dale G. Bradley, the screenplay weaves together resilience, redemption, and the enduring impact of human connection. Key facts. Runtime: 1 hour, 52 minutes, a journey of emotional highs and lows that's as rewarding as it is profound. Release date: January 24th, 2025. IMDb, rating 6.2 out of 10, with praise for its heartfelt performances and deeply resonant themes. Quote from the synopsis: haunted by torturous childhood memories, Nate must confront his past before it leads to his own destruction. Critics have commended the film's portrayal of fatherhood, mentorship, and hope. One viewer described it as a beautiful film much needed in our times. Why you'll love it: if you're drawn to stories about resilience, human connection, and the transformative power of kindness, Brave the Dark is a film that will stay with you. It's not just about redemption, it's about the courage it takes to reach for it. Mark your calendar for January 24th, 2025. Be ready to experience a journey of hope, love, and bravery. This is not just a movie, it's an invitation to believe in the light even in the darkest times.
Hey, everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most anticipated Bollywood films of 2023, Pathaan. The film marked the return of Shah Rukh Khan to the big screen after nearly 4 years, and with a cast that includes Deepika Padukone and John Abraham, the expectations were sky high. But does Pathaan deliver? Stick around to find out. Let's start with the story. Pathaan is a spy action thriller directed by Siddharth Anand, set in the YRF spy universe, which also includes Ek Tha Tiger and War. The plot revolves around Shah Rukh Khan's character, Pathaan, an Indian spy tasked with thwarting the villain Jim, played by John Abraham, who has gone rogue. Along the way, we meet Rubina, portrayed by Deepika Padukone, who has her own intriguing backstory. So, while the film sets up an ambitious spy versus villain narrative, it's important to note that the plot feels very familiar. If you've seen action films from Hollywood like the Mission Impossible series or even older James Bond films, you'll find a lot of similarities. This isn't necessarily a bad thing for casual viewers, but for those looking for innovation, the storyline may feel formulaic. Now, let's talk about the performances. Shah Rukh Khan, the king of Bollywood, returns in a genre he doesn't often explore, and it's safe to say that Pathaan is built around him. SRK delivers a charismatic performance, and his physical transformation is impressive for the role. But here's where I have a small critique. While his charm is undeniable, the script doesn't give him much emotional depth. Pathaan's character is cool, no doubt, but we don't get to see enough of his vulnerabilities, something SRK excels at portraying. In a film like this, where the stakes are high, we need more moments where the protagonist's emotional journey feels as intense as the action. Deepika Padukone shines as Rubina, and she holds her own in the high-octane action sequences. However, her character's arc feels underdeveloped. We get glimpses of her backstory, but it's never fully explored. It's almost as if the film treats her as a plot device rather than a fully realized character. Segment 3, Action Sequences and Visuals. Cut to explosive action scenes from the movie. If there's one thing Pathaan gets absolutely right, it's the action. The stunts are insane, whether it's hand-to-hand combat, car chases, or larger-than-life set pieces. The film knows how to keep you on the edge of your seat. Cut to host analyzing a specific action scene. However, there are times when the film goes overboard. For instance, there's a scene involving helicopters and a mid-air fight that feels unnecessarily stretched and visually unrealistic. The CGI is impressive in parts but inconsistent in others. It's as if the film is trying too hard to one-up every action scene, but sometimes, less is more. Siddharth Anand, the director, is no stranger to large-scale action films. He gave us war, after all. With Pathaan, he amps up the scale, creating a spectacle. The film also teases connections to the larger YRF spy universe, with nods to Salman Khan's Tiger character. This interconnected universe is exciting for fans, but I have to ask, are we sacrificing storytelling for the sake of building a franchise? What's missing in Pathaan is nuance. The film is so focused on adrenaline-pumping action that it forgets to slow down and explore its characters. There are a few emotional moments, but they feel overshadowed by the constant need to throw the audience into the next high-octane sequence. The music by Vishal Shekhar is catchy. The songs Jumi Jo Pathaan and Besharam Rang have already become chartbusters, but here's my issue. While they're visually stunning, their placement feels off. The movie's pace takes a backseat for these extravagant song sequences, disrupting the flow of an otherwise tense narrative. So, what's the final verdict? Pathaan is a high-octane action thriller that does what it sets out to do: entertain. If you're looking for jaw-dropping stunts, larger-than-life action, and Shah Rukh Khan in a new avatar, this is the film for you. However, if you crave depth, innovation, or an emotional roller coaster, you might walk away feeling like something is missing. I'd give Pathaan a solid 3.5 out of 5. It's a fun ride, but don't go in expecting groundbreaking cinema. For SRK fans, it's a must-watch, but for those seeking more substance, it might fall a little short. That's it for today's review. What did you think of Pathaan? Are you excited about the YRF spy universe? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more honest movie reviews. See you in the next one. Venom: The Last Dance, October 25, 2024. The final chapter in the Venom saga is here. After years of turmoil, chaos, and battles both external and internal, Eddie Brock, Tom Hardy, is finally confronted with a choice that will shape not just his future, but the future of the symbiote race and humanity itself. Plot overview. In this explosive third installment, Eddie Brock has tried to piece his life back together following the climactic events of the previous films. With Venom, his alien symbiote partner, constantly challenging him, Eddie struggles to find balance between living a normal life and being the chaotic anti-hero that Venom demands. However, peace is short-lived when a new threat emerges from the farthest reaches of the cosmos. Null, the ancient god of symbiotes, who created the very symbiote species itself. Null is on a mission to reclaim his lost children, and his arrival on Earth threatens to bring about the destruction of humanity. As he unleashes an army of symbiotes to enslave the planet, Eddie and Venom must prepare for their greatest fight yet. But Null's power is overwhelming, and he can control symbiotes at will. This puts Eddie in a vulnerable position. Can he truly trust Venom, or will Venom turn on him in the presence of his creator? Character development. Throughout the film, we see a deepening of Eddie's relationship with Venom. Though their bond has always been complicated and often combative, this final chapter forces both of them to understand the true nature of their connection. Eddie, for the first time, must decide whether to fully embrace his symbiote or reject Venom to maintain his humanity. This internal struggle is paralleled by the looming external conflict with Null, making this both an emotionally intense and action-packed film. Meanwhile, Anne Weying, Michelle Williams, returns as an essential ally. Her history with Eddie and Venom gives her unique insight into their dynamic, and her personal evolution in this film brings unexpected twists. As Null's influence spreads, Anne must confront her own fears and trauma from her past involvement with Venom. The film also introduces Dylan Brock, Eddie's estranged son, whose presence creates a moral dilemma for Eddie: protect his family or save the world. Villain and conflict. Null, the dark and terrifying god of symbiotes, is a villain unlike any that Eddie and Venom have faced. With millennia of rage and power behind him, he is nearly unstoppable. His ability to manipulate symbiotes introduces a terrifying new level of conflict for Eddie, as Venom himself could be swayed to join Null's side. Null's invasion of Earth begins with a wave of chaos. Major cities are engulfed in a flood of symbiotes, and society crumbles as the population is taken over. Governments and superheroes alike are overwhelmed, and humanity's only hope rests in the hands of Eddie and Venom, who are seemingly outmatched. The stakes have never been higher, and Null's conquest seems inevitable. The final showdown. The climax of the film is a breathtaking battle that takes place across multiple locations, from dark cityscapes to cosmic environments. Null's ship, a massive living entity made of symbiotes, hovers above Earth, raining destruction. Eddie and Venom, along with a small group of rogue symbiotes who oppose Null, must find a way to reach the ship and confront Null directly. The final confrontation between Venom and Null is brutal, with Venom tapping into new powers as Eddie pushes their bond to the limit. Eddie must accept the darker aspects of himself and Venom in order to stand a chance against Null's godlike abilities. But this decision comes with a cost. The more Eddie embraces Venom, the more he risks losing his humanity. As the battle rages, Eddie and Venom come face to face with the ultimate question. Can they sacrifice themselves to save Earth? Or will Null succeed in claiming Venom, destroying the last hope for the planet? Themes: Venom, The Last Dance explores themes of identity, sacrifice, and the complex nature of heroism. Eddie Brock is not a conventional hero, and his bond with Venom has always been more curse than gift. This final chapter forces Eddie to confront his darkest fears, and Venom to question his place in the universe. It's a film about overcoming personal demons, both literal and figurative, while grappling with loyalty, trust, and what it means to be a protector. At the heart of it all is the relationship between Eddie and Venom. Their arc in this movie is one of mutual acceptance, as they finally understand that their bond is not one of dominance but of survival. In embracing Venom, Eddie embraces his role as the anti-hero Earth desperately needs. After House Harkonnen destroys House Atreides, Princess Irulan, daughter of Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV, reflects in her journal on her father's betrayal of the Atreides. Meanwhile, on Arrakis, Stilgar and his Fremen warriors escort Paul Atreides and his pregnant Bene Gesserit mother, Lady Jessica Talai, to Sietch Tabr. While some Fremen suspect Paul and Jessica of being spies, others, including Stilgar, believe they may fulfill a prophecy about a mother and son from the outer world bringing prosperity to Arrakis. The Fremen accept Paul, but Stilgar tells Jessica she must take the place of the dying Reverend Mother of Sietch Tabr by consuming the Water of Life, a dangerous substance fatal to men and untrained women. Using her Bene Gesserit skills, Jessica transmutes the liquid and survives, inheriting the memories of previous Reverend Mothers. The ritual also prematurely awakens her unborn daughter, Aaliyah, giving Jessica the ability to communicate with her. Together, they decide to focus on persuading the skeptical Northern Fremen about the prophecy. Chani and her friend, Shishak Lai, recognize that the prophecy was designed to manipulate the Fremen, but Chani starts to respect Paul when he vows to fight alongside the Fremen without trying to rule them. Paul and Chani fall in love as Paul becomes deeply integrated into Fremen life. He learns their language, becomes a Fedaykin warrior, masters riding the giant sandworms, and leads raids against the Harkonnen spice operations. Paul adopts the Fremen names Usul and Muad'Dib. As the raids intensify, Baron Vladimir Harkonnen replaces his brutal nephew, Rabban, with his more cunning and psychopathic nephew, Feyd-Rautha, as the ruler of Arrakis. Lady Margot Fenring, a Bene Gesserit, is tasked with assessing Feyd-Rautha as a potential Kwisatz Haderach and ensuring the survival of his genetic line. Jessica travels south to unite with Fremen zealots who most strongly believe in the prophecy. Paul, meanwhile, stays in the north, visions of a cataclysmic holy war if he presents himself as a messiah. During a raid on a smuggler's spice harvester, Paul is reunited with Gurney Halleck, who shows him the hidden atomic weapon stockpile of House Atreides. Feyd-Rautha launches a devastating assault on the northern Fremen, annihilating Sietch Tabr, killing Shishakli, and forcing Paul and the survivors to flee south. Upon reaching safety, Paul drinks the Water of Life, which sends him into a coma. Although Chani is angry, Jessica convinces her to mix her tears with the liquid, awakening Paul. Now partially clairvoyant, Paul foresees a future involving his sister Aaliyah as an adult on a water-covered Arrakis. He also identifies a single path to victory and learns that Jessica is the daughter of Baron Harkonnen. Paul rallies the southern Fremen by demonstrating his newfound ability to read their deepest thoughts and declares himself the Lisan al-Gaib. He sends a challenge to Emperor Shaddam, who arrives on Arrakis with Irulan and the Sardaukar. After rebuking the Harkonnens for their failure, Shaddam cuts off the Baron's life support. Meanwhile, the Fremen launch their offensive, deploying atomics and sandworms to crush the Sardaukar. Paul kills the Baron and captures Shaddam and his entourage. Gurney leads an attack on Arrakeen, where Rabban is intercepted and killed. Paul challenges Shaddam for the imperial throne and, much to Chani's dismay, insists on marrying Irulan. The Great Houses, summoned by the Baron, gather in orbit to invade Arrakis, but Paul threatens to destroy the spice fields with atomic weapons if they interfere. Feyd-Rautha volunteers to duel Paul as Shaddam's champion, but Paul kills him despite being wounded twice. Irulan agrees to marry Paul on the condition that her father remains alive. Shaddam surrenders, but the Great Houses reject Paul's rule. In response, Paul orders the Fremen to attack the orbiting fleet. As Stilgar leads the Fremen to seize the Sardaukar ships, Jessica and Aaliyah contemplate the beginning of Paul's holy war. Chani, refusing to submit to Paul, departs alone on a sandworm. The movie 12th Fail is a 2023 Indian film directed by Vidhu Vinod Chopra, inspired by Anurag Pathak's novel of the same name. While it's generally appreciated for its inspirational narrative and themes around perseverance, education, and aspirations, it also has its share of criticisms. Here are some potential critical failings. Cliched storyline. The movie follows a predictable, well-trodden path of the underdog narrative. A struggling student overcoming systemic challenges and personal hardships to succeed in competitive exams has been done before in several other films, Super 30, Tare Zameen Par, Chichore. While these are important themes, 12th Fail doesn't bring many new elements to set it apart. Why it might not be trusted. Some viewers may find the story too idealistic and disconnected from the real, brutal nature of competitive exams in India. The portrayal of hardships could seem simplified or exaggerated for emotional impact. Next, one-dimensional characters. Why it's lacking. The characters, especially the protagonist, sometimes lack depth. They are either too righteous or too victimized, without much nuance. This oversimplification of personalities limits emotional engagement and makes the film feel like a morality lesson rather than a nuanced narrative. Why it might not be trusted. The characters are often portrayed as either entirely good or bad, missing the complexities of real human behavior. This could make the movie feel unrealistic, as it doesn't portray people as they are, flawed, multifaceted individuals. Over-sentimentalized treatment. Why it's lacking. The film tends to romanticize struggle and failure, making it overly sentimental. The emotional manipulation to evoke pity or inspiration might feel forced, rather than organically arising from the story. Why it might not be trusted. Viewers familiar with the actual pressures of the Indian education system might find this approach overdramatic and might feel that the movie doesn't capture the gritty realities of failure and the psychological toll that comes with it. Then, glorification of the UPSC struggle. Why it's lacking. While the movie showcases the journey of preparing for the UPSC Union Public Service Commission exams, it glorifies the process as the ultimate goal, which could narrow the viewer's perspective. It doesn't fully explore alternative paths or careers for students who fail in these exams, reinforcing the stereotype that civil services are the only path to success. Why it might not be trusted. It might give the wrong impression that those who don't clear these exams are failures in life, which is not true. The reality is that many individuals who don't succeed in the UPSC exam find success in other fields, and the film might overlook this diversity of achievement. Another point is limited exploration of systemic flaws. Why it's lacking. The film touches upon the issues of corruption, caste discrimination, and education system failures but doesn't dive deeply into the systemic reasons behind these problems. It remains more focused on individual grit rather than institutional critique. Why it might not be trusted. Viewers seeking a broader analysis of why the system fails so many students might feel disappointed. The movie simplifies complex socioeconomic issues into personal perseverance stories, ignoring the larger systemic problems that contribute to inequality and failure. In summary, while 12th Fail aims to inspire through its story of persistence, it tends to oversimplify both characters and the education system, and it sometimes fails to provide the depth and realism required to truly resonate with audiences who face these struggles in real life. A deep dive into the mind of the Joker. This film offers a rare, in-depth look into the psychology of one of the most iconic villains of all time. Arthur Fleck, the Joker. It takes you beyond his chaos and dives into his mind, exploring his battle with dissociative identity disorder. This isn't just a movie about a villain. It's a journey through the mind of a man caught between two identities, struggling to define himself. A love story, but darker. The relationship between Arthur and Harleen Lee Quinzel is unlike anything you've seen. It's intense, twisted and toxic, perfect for fans of unconventional love stories that are as dangerous as they are passionate. Their relationship isn't about romance in the traditional sense, but about manipulation, obsession, and shared madness. It's dark, gritty, and will keep you hooked. A fresh take on Gotham City. Gotham City has always been the backdrop for the Joker's story, but in this film, it feels more alive than ever. The city itself mirrors the chaos happening within Arthur. The gritty, decaying streets, the sense of impending collapse, it's the perfect setting for this psychological drama. If you love stories where the environment plays a crucial role in the narrative, this film will captivate you. Unpredictable plot twists. Nothing in this film is predictable. Just when you think you understand a character or know where the story is headed, it pulls the rug out from under you. From Lee's shocking backstory to the explosive events during Arthur's trial, the twists keep coming. If you're a fan of stories that challenge your expectations and constantly surprise you, this is a must-watch. A study of identity and morality. This film is much more than just another story about crime and chaos. At its heart, it's about identity and the struggle to accept who you are, or reject it. Arthur's conflict with his Joker persona, and his eventual rejection of it, is a powerful exploration of self-destruction and the choices we make. It asks difficult questions. Can we ever truly change who we are, or are we doomed to repeat our darkest mistakes? Morally complex characters. The characters in this film aren't black and white.
Arthur Fleck is a
Lee,
monster.
Harvey Dent, each has layers of complexity
And
that make
his
them fascinating.
depraved acts
Their
led
actions
to
are
riots
driven by
all over
deep,
the country.
often tragic motivations, making them feel real and relatable, even as they make devastating choices. If you're drawn to stories where the lines between hero and villain blur, you'll find this film incredibly engaging. Raw and gripping vision. From haunting animated sequences where Joker's shadow takes on a life of its own, to raw, brutal scenes set within Arkham Asylum, the visuals in this film are unforgettable. They perfectly capture the tone of the story, dark, gritty, and emotionally intense. This film is as visually captivating as it is narratively rich, making every frame worth watching. For fans of complex, dark narratives. If you're the kind of viewer who loves films that make you think, that dive into the darker aspects of the human condition, and that challenge you emotionally and intellectually, this is for you. It's not just entertainment, it's an experience. It leaves you questioning, reflecting, and most importantly, talking about it long after the credits roll. In short, this film is a perfect mix of psychological drama, dark romance, unexpected twists, and a deep dive into the mind of an iconic character. It's a story that goes beyond the surface, offering layers of complexity that will keep you engaged from start to finish. For fans of character-driven, morally complex narratives, this is one you can't afford to miss. Alright, listen up. You guys have to check out this crazy new movie dropping, Vicky Vidya Ka Wo Walla video. Trust me, it's gonna be everywhere soon, so let me fill you in before the buzz hits. So it's 2024, right? We're living in this hyper-connected world where one wrong move, one tiny little video, can change your entire life. And that's exactly what happens to our leads, Vicky and Vidya. They're just two regular people, doing their thing, when boom, their private moment gets caught on camera. And guess what? That video goes viral. Yeah, you heard me. Viral. Like wildfire. And suddenly, Vicky and Vidya, two people who were just living their lives, become the talk of the internet. Memes, news stories, people sliding into their DMs. You name it, they're dealing with it. It's honestly insane. Now, imagine this. 1 second, your life is chill. The next, everyone knows your name, and for all the wrong reasons. I mean, can you even handle that? Vicky and Vidya sure weren't ready. And this movie dives right into the chaos they go through, trying to figure out how to deal with the fame, the judgment, and their relationship under all that pressure. And let me tell you, it's a wild ride. There's drama, yes. But it's also hilarious. The awkward moments, the what do we do now so on. You're gonna be laughing and cringing at the same time. Especially when Vicky tries to rebrand himself online, absolute comedy gold. But here's the thing. It's not just about the laughs. This movie makes you think. Like, seriously, think about what it's like living in this world where privacy is basically non-existent. What would you do if your life became public overnight? And more importantly, how do you protect the things that really matter, like your relationships and your identity? Vicky and Vidya? They're trying to figure that out. And along the way, they run into some pretty quirky characters, gossipy neighbors, nosy reporters, people who want to help and people who definitely don't. But every step of the way, you're gonna be hooked, wondering what's gonna happen next. You give a cheeky grin. And just when you think you know where it's going, bam! The movie throws a twist at you, keeps you on your toes. Keeps you guessing. It's got that perfect balance of comedy, drama, and oh my god, what now, moments. So yeah, if you're into stories that'll make you laugh, cringe, and maybe question how much you're sharing online, Vicky Vidya Ka Wo Walla video is exactly what you need to watch next. It's dropping on October 12, 2024, mark your calendars because this one, it's gonna get people talking. And once you start watching, trust me, you won't be able to look away. Just make sure you're not in the next viral video, alright? You've been warned. Tom Petty, Heartbreakers Beach Party is a newly restored 2024 re-release of a long-lost 1983 documentary directed by Cameron Crowe, who is known for films like Almost Famous and Jerry Maguire. This film captures Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers during their 1982-83 Long After Dark album cycle, offering behind-the-scenes footage, live performances, and candid moments with the band. The documentary originally aired only once on MTV in February 1983, after which it became a cult classic among Petty fans, despite limited availability over the years. The film includes the Heartbreakers lineup at the time, featuring guitarist Mike Campbell, keyboardist Benmont Tench, drummer Stan Lynch, and new bassist Howie Epstein. It also features appearances by Stevie Nicks. The documentary gives a glimpse into the MTV era and showcases the creative process behind their iconic music video for You Got Lucky. Crow has restored the film from its original 16mm reels and added 20 minutes of never-before-seen footage for this 2024 release. The movie is a nostalgic look at Tom Petty's legacy, celebrating his contribution to rock and roll while offering fans rare footage from one of his most prolific periods. It will screen in select theaters on October 17 and 20, marking the first time it will be seen on the big screen in a fully remastered 4K format. We Live in Time, 2024, is a heart-wrenching romantic drama that unfolds over several years, capturing the highs and lows of an unconventional love story. The film revolves around Tobias Durand, Andrew Garfield, a recently divorced man, and Almut Brule, Florence Pugh, a rising chef with big ambitions. Their paths cross by chance when a car accident brings them together, marking the beginning of a transformative journey filled with love, struggle, and the passage of time. From the outset, Tobias and Almut's relationship is intense yet tender, evolving from an initial hesitance into a deeply passionate romance. As their love grows, they begin to build a life together, but the future they envision is disrupted when Almut is diagnosed with ovarian cancer. This devastating discovery challenges them to face the realities of life, illness, and the limits of time, testing their bond in ways they never anticipated. Despite the looming presence of Almut's illness, the couple fights to maintain a semblance of normalcy, even welcoming a child under difficult circumstances. Almut's dream of competing in the prestigious Bocuse d'Or cooking competition adds further complexity to their lives, as she juggles her culinary career with chemotherapy and family responsibilities. Her determination to achieve success despite her deteriorating health highlights her resilience, while Tobias's unwavering support shows the depth of his love. The film's nonlinear structure offers glimpses into various stages of their relationship, allowing viewers to experience the full emotional spectrum, from the joy of falling in love to the sorrow of confronting mortality. This fragmented storytelling reflects the unpredictable nature of life and memory, making the audience feel the weight of time slipping away. As Almut's condition worsens, the couple is forced to cancel their wedding, and the film builds towards an emotional climax. In the end, Tobias, Almut, and their daughter Ella share their final moments together, cherishing the fleeting time they have left. The open-ended conclusion leaves viewers reflecting on the beauty and fragility of life, as well as the lasting impact of love. We Live in Time is not just a romance but a meditation on the importance of embracing each moment, no matter how brief. It is a deeply moving portrayal of love in the face of adversity, where the passage of time becomes both an enemy and a reminder to live fully. Why you should watch I Will Never Leave You Alone, 2023. If you're looking for a horror film that goes beyond cheap jump scares and delivers something truly thought-provoking, I Will Never Leave You Alone should be at the top of your watch list. Here's why. A unique haunted house experience. This isn't your typical haunted house film. It's a psychological battleground where the real terror comes not just from ghosts, but from the demons of the mind. The house becomes a dark reflection of Richard's soul, trapping him in a cycle of fear and regret that will keep you guessing until the very end. Emotionally gripping storyline. Beneath the paranormal thrills lies a deeply emotional narrative. Richard, a mute ex-convict, is haunted by more than just the vengeful spirit of a witch, he's haunted by his past. His silent battle with his inner demons and traumatic memories creates an intense, heartbreaking journey that adds layers of depth to the film. It's horror with heart. A metaphor for trauma and isolation. If you appreciate films that work on multiple levels, I Will Never Leave You Alone is for you. Richard's inability to speak isn't just a plot device, it's a powerful metaphor for the way trauma and suffering can silence us, leaving us unable to ask for help. The witch, in turn, symbolizes unresolved guilt and pain. Watching Richard unravel makes you question, are the ghosts real, or is this all in his mind? A supernatural thriller with psychological depth. Yes, you'll get your ghostly scares, but the real horror lies in the unraveling of Richard's psyche. As he spends 6 days alone in the haunted house, his grip on reality starts to slip. Is the house truly cursed, or is it all a reflection of his own crumbling sanity? The psychological tension is palpable, and the line between reality and hallucination is so masterfully blurred that you'll be on edge, unsure what's real. A film that lingers. Some horror films shock you, but this one stays with you long after the credits roll. The haunting imagery, coupled with its exploration of grief, guilt, and the psychological toll of trauma, will have you reflecting on the movie, and perhaps your own inner fears, days after watching. It's a film that sparks conversation and makes you think, while still delivering the eerie atmosphere horror fans crave. For fans of psychological horror, if you enjoyed films like The Babadook, Hereditary, or The Witch, I Will Never Leave You Alone will feel like a fresh yet familiar addition to the psychological horror genre. It's slow burn, unnerving, and intelligent, ideal for anyone who loves horror that does more than just scare you on the surface. In short, I Will Never Leave You Alone is not just a horror movie. It's an exploration of the human mind, trauma, and guilt, wrapped in a chilling supernatural package. If you're ready for a film that terrifies you on both an emotional and psychological level, don't miss this one.
What happens when four identical brothers get caught in a storm of danger and deceit? Gear up for Kaladi 1080, where action, drama, and family ties collide in a thrilling spectacle. The story, meet Raghupati, Raghav, Raja, and Ram, four identical brothers all played by the action maestro Akshay Kumar. Their world is turned upside down when they are thrust into a deadly conspiracy that threatens their lives and the ones they love. With danger closing in, can the brothers outsmart their enemies and protect their family? 4 roles, 1 superstar, unlimited action. Akshay Kumar in a quadruple role. Witness the versatility of Akshay Kumar as he takes on the challenge of playing 4 distinct characters, each with their own quirks, strengths, and personalities. High-octane action, packed with gravity-defying stunts, explosive sequences, and heart-pounding moments, this film is a treat for action enthusiasts. Family drama meets thrills. The film explores themes of loyalty, brotherhood, and the unbreakable bond of family, adding emotional depth to the edge-of-your-seat action. Akshay Kumar's return to his iconic Kaladi persona, delivering signature stunts and charisma. A fresh and unique premise featuring 4 identical brothers, blending action with a compelling story of family bonds, supported by a strong female cast, adding layers of depth and perspective to the film. Why you should watch it. If you're a fan of gripping action, emotional storytelling, and star-studded performances, Kaladi 1080 is the perfect blockbuster to kick off 2025. What if everything you knew about your family was a lie? Inheritance is a heart-pounding thriller that plunges into the shadowy world of espionage, secrets, and personal transformation. Meet Maya Phoebe Dynevor, an ordinary woman whose life takes a shocking turn when she discovers her father, Sam, Rhys Ifans, wasn't just a loving parent, he was a spy. This revelation drags Maya into a web of international conspiracy, where danger lurks in every corner, and trust is a rare commodity. As Maya unravels her father's hidden past, she's forced to confront not only the dangers of the espionage world, but also the impact of these secrets on her own identity. Will she rise to the occasion, or will the weight of her inheritance prove too much to bear? Why Inheritance will grip you. Family Secrets Unraveled. The film explores the devastating impact of hidden truths within families, questioning how much we really know about the ones we love. International intrigue. Packed with high-stakes espionage and conspiracy, The story takes viewers on a thrilling journey through a shadowy world where nothing is as it seems. Personal transformation. Witness Maya's evolution from an ordinary woman into a courageous force navigating a dangerous and unpredictable landscape. Behind the film, directed by Neil Burger, the visionary filmmaker behind Limitless and Divergent, this thriller promises sharp storytelling, intense action, and psychological depth. Co-written by Olin Steinhauer, an acclaimed spy novelist, ensuring the film's espionage elements are authentic and engaging. Shot entirely on an iPhone, a bold and innovative choice that lends the film a raw, immersive aesthetic. Key facts: genre, thriller. Runtime, not specified, but expect a tight, edge-of-your-seat pace. Cast: Phoebe Dynevor as Maya, delivering a riveting performance as a woman grappling with life-altering revelations. Rhys Ifans as Sam, whose dual life as a father and spy is central to the story's tension. Chiara Baxendale as Emily, adding depth to Maya's journey. Noteworthy trivia. Inheritance was filmed entirely on an iPhone, a groundbreaking decision that promises an intimate, gritty visual experience, bringing viewers closer to the characters and their world. What critics are saying, with Neil Burger at the helm and Olin Steinhauer contributing his expertise, Inheritance is poised to deliver a fresh, gripping take on the espionage thriller genre. The use of iPhone technology is a creative gamble that critics predict will enhance the film's unique aesthetic and storytelling approach. Should you watch it? If you're a fan of twisty, character-driven thrillers that blend family drama with high-stakes action, Inheritance is a must-watch. Its unique visual style and compelling performances promise an unforgettable cinematic experience. Releasing January 24th, 2025. Dive into the secrets, embrace the danger, and uncover the truth. This is your Inheritance. Voiceover for Bao, Artist at War, 2024. A story of survival, resilience, and love amidst unimaginable horrors. Bao, Artist at War is a powerful testament to the enduring human spirit. The story, step into the extraordinary life of Joseph Bao, portrayed by Emile Hirsch. A gifted artist whose creativity became his lifeline during one of history's darkest chapters. As a Jewish prisoner in Nazi concentration camps, Joseph used his artistic skills, notably forgery, to survive and help others escape. Amid the despair, he discovers an unexpected and profound love with Rebecca in Barlavi, proving that even in the bleakest of times, hope and love can prevail. Why Bao? Artist at War demands your attention. Art as a lifeline. Joseph's talents transform from mere survival tools to symbols of hope and resistance. His ability to forge documents became a beacon of salvation for many. Love in the face of terror. The love story between Joseph and Rebecca highlights the resilience of the human heart, showing that even in unimaginable adversity, love can flourish. Humor amidst horror. Joseph's sense of humor becomes a silent rebellion against despair, showcasing the unyielding strength of the human spirit. Behind the scenes, directed by Sean McNamara, known for crafting heartfelt narratives, Soul Surfer, The Miracle Season. A standout performance by Emile Hirsch, Into the Wild, as Joseph Bao, supported by Inbar Lavi and Jan Tual in pivotal roles. Runtime, 2 hours 10 minutes of gripping drama, romance, and historical depth. Critical acclaim, IMDb rating, 7.4/10, a testament to its emotional and cinematic impact. Critics highlight its ability to balance a deeply emotional narrative with moments of levity and romance. User review highlight, Joseph Bao's story reminds us that even amidst horror, art, and love can light the way, a stunning tribute to resilience and hope. Key themes: Holocaust survival. The film authentically portrays the struggles of Jewish prisoners during World War II, offering a gripping and heartbreaking perspective. The transformative power of art. Joseph's artistic talents not only save lives, but also preserve hope, making art a silent yet powerful form of resistance. Love as a rebellion. The blossoming relationship between Joseph and Rebecca defies the horrors of their surroundings, reminding viewers of the enduring power of connection. Interesting facts. Bao, Artist at War is inspired by the real-life Joseph Bao, whose art and story continue to inspire generations. Joseph Bao's legacy includes works that captured the atrocities of the Holocaust and the triumph of the human spirit. The film combines historical accuracy with dramatic storytelling, creating an immersive experience that feels both educational and deeply personal. Why you should watch it. Bao, Artist at War is more than a film. It's a poignant journey through history, an ode to the power of art, and a celebration of love's ability to thrive even in the darkest times. Whether you're drawn to its historical significance, its romantic undertones, or its tribute to resilience, this film offers something unforgettable for everyone. Mark your calendars, January 24th, 2025. Discover the story of an artist whose courage changed lives and whose love defied the odds. This is the story of one man's transformation, from an unassuming high school chemistry teacher to the most feared drug kingpin of the Southwest. This, Samal, is Breaking Bad. Season 1, The Birth of Heisenberg. Meet Walter White, a mild-mannered high school teacher whose world is shattered when he's diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. Desperate to secure his family's future, Walter teams up with former student and small-time meth cook Jesse Pinkman. Together, they cook up a new batch of high-quality meth, but the criminal underworld isn't kind to rookies. Walter takes on the alias Heisenberg, striking a deal with dangerous drug lord Tuco Salamanca. What started as a desperate gamble turns into a dangerous game. Season 2, Cracks in the Partnership. As Walter's medical bills pile up, the duo dives deeper into the meth business, but nothing comes easy. From police stings to murderous rival gangs, their operation teeters on the edge of collapse. Meanwhile, Jesse falls into addiction and a toxic relationship with Jane Margolis. When tragedy strikes and Jane overdoses, Walter watches, coldly letting her die. It's the first major crack in his humanity. And Skylar? She's starting to piece together that Walter's secrets go way beyond cancer treatments. Season 3, The Cartel's Shadow. Walter's double life catches up with him. His confession about cooking meth shatters his marriage, and Skylar demands a divorce. But Walter's ambition burns brighter than ever. Enter Gus Fring, a calm yet ruthless drug lord who offers Walter a state-of-the-art lab and $3 million. Just as the operation seems stable, violence erupts. DEA agent Hank Schrader, Walter's brother-in-law, is nearly killed in an assassination attempt. Walter's ties to Jesse and Gus drag him deeper into danger. The season ends with a chilling act. Walter manipulates Jesse into killing Gale, ensuring Gus needs them alive. Season 4, The Reign of Gus Fring. Walter and Jesse are now under Gus Fring's iron grip. Their friendship is tested as Gus drives a wedge between them, but Walter has other plans. The meticulous Gus suspects Walter is a liability, and tensions escalate into an all-out war. In a dramatic climax, Walter teams up with Hector Salamanca to eliminate Gus once and for all. A wheelchair, a bomb, and one fateful ding later, Gus is dead. Walter and Jesse burn their lab, and Walter proclaims to Skylar, "I won." Season 5, The Fall of Heisenberg. With Gus gone, Walter, Jesse, and Mike build a new empire. Using fumigated houses as mobile labs, they rake in millions. But Walter's greed and paranoia lead him to kill Mike and order the murder of 10 inmates tied to the operation. When Hank stumbles upon the truth that Walter is Heisenberg, the family spirals into chaos. Walter's empire crumbles, leaving Jesse enslaved by a neo-Nazi gang and Walter hiding alone in the wilderness. In the gripping series finale, Walter returns for one last mission. He rescues Jesse and destroys the neo-Nazis in a blaze of gunfire. Mortally wounded, Walter dies in the lab he once ruled. His journey ends where it began, surrounded by the tools of his dark trade. Breaking Bad isn't just a tale of crime, it's a descent into the darkness of ambition, morality, and the cost of power. The question remains, did Walter break bad, or was he always destined to be Heisenberg?